all traditions, Tibetan, Indian, Christian meditation, everything. And we're doing Taoist Chinese Qi Gong. So everything starts by doing abdominal breathing. The theory is as you get older, your breath goes up, pretty soon it's up here, and then you finally release it back into the universe. We're trying to delay that. And we do that by pushing, getting the energy back into our abdomen. That's where our internal organs are. So we're trying to warm them. So this is called abdominal breathing because we're breathing with our abdomen. This is number one. This is the most important. 1 and 2 are the most important ones. But they're both based in the same thing, which is abdominal breathing. So put your thumbs in your navel. Just relax your body. You're going to breathe in. Abdomen, the lower abdomen, the navel goes out, breathe out. Pull it back in, breathe in. Abdomen goes out, breathe out. You try to relax whenever you do anything. Any practices, you try to relax all the rest of the body that you're not using. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so what we're doing is, so number one, we're doing abdominal breathing, natural breathing. So with that, when you breathe in, your abdomen expands. When you breathe out, it comes back in. So, and this is the way you want it. You can train like several times during the day. You want to stop and make sure, just practice your abdominal breathing, and pretty soon you'll be breathing that way all the time. So you'll be doing natural breathing, while you're shopping or even while you're sitting watching TV and, eating popcorn, you'll still be doing your natural breathing because it'll be your automatic way instead of breathing here. This is your panic breathing. This is your tranquility breathing. So that's number one. So this is the main thing. So when you breathe with your abdomen, aside from massaging your internal organs, it also activates your vagus nerve. So that is associated with feelings of tranquility. We're trying to, in our rejuvenation, we're trying to get rid of anxiety and tension because they also cause disease and just more stress on you. So we're just trying to, breathe in, breathe out, and believe me, after you practice, you can make it so you breathe this way all the time without thinking. So you're just trying to calm yourself. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. Now, you want to do abdominal breathing all the time. When you do it as your daily, normal way, you just get used to breathing with your abdomen. So there's no force or anything. When you do practices, sometimes you want to focus, you're trying to focus on moving energy, so you breathe in, and you try to fill your entire, like you've got a beach ball here, you try to fill this area, you're pushing it out of the kidneys, and then you breathe out, you pull up your perineum, you pull in, it's like you've got a little cube around your internal organs, and you squeeze, pulling up your perineum, pulling in your sides. So you're breathing in, breathe out. But you generally, even though you're doing abdominal breathing 100% of the time, when you do it during the day, it's just very relaxed. You're not even aware of your going in and out. When you practice some of the practices, you do it more, I'll call it, you don't want to do it forcefully. You do it with more mind intent. Okay, so that's number one. We only got 6 more to go. So that's the most important one. So even if you don't do anything else, you don't do any other practices, if you switch and just do abdominal breathing, your health is going to get better. For people who don't want to practice but want to follow all the concepts, the 2 things you do are you do abdominal breathing and you take walks. You've got 3 hearts. That's in your calves. When you walk, your calves squeeze. That's your 3rd heart beating. And your abdomen is your 2nd heart. So just by abdominal breathing and going for walks every day, you've already activated all three of your hearts. You're going to jump up a whole level in your health just by doing those simple things. Okay, let's go on. So moving on. So, one other thing is almost all breathing practices, you breathe in and out through your nose. Your systems, we've evolved so that your nose has all these various different things. It's a heat exchanger, it's a humidity exchanger, it's got filters in it, so you should always breathe in and out through your nose, except if you're doing a specific practice, which is usually trying to build something else. Okay, so that's one. Now two is reverse breathing, or it's called embryonic breathing. With that, what happens is when you breathe, in this one, when you inhale, you pull your abdomen in. So now you're kind of squeezing, and then you exhale, and everything relaxes and it goes back out. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, pull in your navel, you're pulling up your perineum, breathe out, breathe in. So when you're breathing in, you're pulling in, you've got that cube around your internal organs, lower internal organs. That's when you breathe in, and then you breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so a lot of people, when I teach them things, they say, well, my other teacher always tells me I should be doing reverse breathing all the time. Okay, what's the difference? The difference is natural breathing focuses on tranquility. The reverse breathing, because you're also, when you do these things, you also, as you get more advanced, like the other levels, you're trying to focus on energy flowing up your spine. So natural breathing balances your Qi, your energy within circulation within your body, calms you, relaxes, tranquility. Reverse breathing builds up Qi, gives you more Qi. So, and you're trying to push it up to your brain, you're focusing on energy moving through your body, it generates Qi. Okay, shouldn't we do reverse breathing all the time then? Isn't this whole thing about Qi? Yes and no. If you just go around all the time doing reverse breathing and you're not actually doing the other things associated with the practices, you continually build up energy that goes to your head instead of tranquility. Your brain's on fire, right? And so you get more tense and things. You have to learn to, after you bring it up, to keep it going down back to your abdomen, so you can build up energy in your abdomen, which is where your physical life center, energy center is. Okay, so we'll just do a couple more of those. So hands on your navel. You're going to breathe in. You inhale, pull in the navel, breathe out, relax. Breathe in, pull up the perineum, kind of squeeze. You can even visualize energy being pushed up your spine. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so that covers like natural breathing. You're doing all the time except when you're practicing. Then you're doing usually for most practices, you're either doing natural breathing. Tai Chi, you do natural breathing. For certain other movements, you do, because Tai Chi is trying to relax and balance your Qi. But if you're trying to build up energy, strengthen, build up more Qi in your body, energy in your body, those practices you use reverse breathing. All right, so those are the two main things that should cover like 95% of all the breathing that you're going to do, maybe even more if but let's do 6 more. So let's throw out 6 more. So I'm going to just sit down for some of these. So what we're going to do, the next one, normally, okay, there's all these rules that I keep throwing out. Please keep notes on these. So the other thing is when you're doing either of those types of breathing, which is what you're doing almost all the time. Put in the middle for people. I know some people, it's driving me crazy that I'm not right between the pictures. Okay, so when you're doing those, you shouldn't make any sound when you're breathing. So you shouldn't be hearing. When you make sound, that means you're tense and you're dispersing the chi rather than gathering it or moving it. However, there is one where you can actually make noise because you're breathing through your nose as usual. It's called bellows breathing. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing breathing. You do either of those first two, but you, depending whether you want to do natural breathing or, reverse breathing. But what you're doing is you're trying to energize your body. Right now, you're trying to wake yourself up and get things going. So we'll put our feet flat on the floor. Here, I guess you can see them now. So what we're going to do is you're going to bring your hands up. You cross, you come out, and your hands go up. They're flat, like you're holding up a platter. What's on the platter? Of course, the moon. We're holding up the moon. You're kind of pushing up. But we're going to breathe with our abdomen. We'll do 2 sets because we don't have that much time. We'll do 2 sets of 20. And so with this, you're breathing with your abdomen through your nose, and you do make noise. So we're doing it pretty fast. So here we go. Ready? We're just going to take a few minutes. What we're going to do is just let that energy that we built up kind of disperse through our body. So we're going to do, just let it, we'll take a few natural breaths, breathe in to let it disperse. Now the other part is when you do this, when you have your shoulders, hands up, your shoulders are always relaxed. Your shoulders are down, your hands. If you go like this, or if you're really tense when you're push hard and push up here, then that's going to stop blood flowing to your brain, which we have generally found is not a good thing. So we try to avoid that. We would like to keep blood flowing to our brain. And so the upper body is relaxed, because otherwise you're going to feel dizzy. So we'll do 1 more sets of these. So you're going to, hands come out, you're here, everything's relaxed except your abdomen. Your feet are flat, and so here we go. Okay, so that's just to try to energize your body right at the moment. All right, so once again, that was breathing through our nose. That was number 3, where we've only got 4 left to go. We have like 12 whole minutes left. All right, so the next one is you actually get to breathe through your mouth. Usually, remember, you're always supposed to, if you can, breathe through your nose. Obviously, if there's something wrong with your nose and you want to do the practices, you can breathe either in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in and out through your mouth. But you generally don't want to breathe in and out through your mouth because, once again, your nose filters things, plus it dries out your mouth. And so a lot of the practices, Qi Gong practices, have to do with building up your fluids. That's a whole nother introductory lesson there about what the different movements building up your fluids. You're supposed to do that before you build up your qi. Like I said, that's another lesson. Okay, so the next one, we actually, however, do have one where you breathe out through your mouth. You breathe in through your nose, and then you breathe out fast through your mouth. This is cleansing breath. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to expel toxins. So if you smell something like, bad going in, or you feel like you want to, you want to get rid of congestion in your lungs. We do this, the main place we do this in the movements we teach you is monkey leaps from tree. You leap up and then you ha, ha, ha. So we're trying to lift your rib cage and then you drop at the same time you say the ha, and that pushes out even more stale energy, more toxins from your lungs. So that's cleansing breath. This is level 1, works mainly on expelling things from your lungs. They have also healing, what are called healing sounds, and each sound is associated with a different organ in your body. So, if you want to do those, when you make the healing sounds, you breathe out through your mouth too. So if you want to expel tension, like fear, from anxiety from your heart, you so you make the healing sound for that organ at the same time that you do the cleansing breath. Okay, the next one, moving on. Okay, this one is very different. This is called yin-yang breathing because you only breathe through one nostril at a time. It's also called planting scallions because, I guess previously, right now what we do is we're taking our right finger, I'll mirror you, you take your right finger, put it on your right nostril, close your right eye, and then as you breathe in, you turn your head to the left. Okay, you don't turn your shoulders because we'll go into that in a second. And then you come back, so you breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so that's yin-yang, and so what's happening here is you're closing up one side and you're breathing in, obviously, through the other nostril. You're turning in that direction. Now, that's stretching your neck too. So what this is actually for is it clears out your sinuses, for one thing, but the other thing is this is focused on getting blood and oxygen to your brain, which this is something we do approve of. So we're here. Some of the theories, the reason you get arthritis and things in your hand because you don't get enough circulation and blood, and also for Alzheimer you want to get more blood and oxygen to your brain, so you can practice these things. So you put your finger on your nose. We'll do, let's see, I'm mirroring you, so you're putting your right finger on, you're closing your right eye, and we breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now do 3 times the other side. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, now what you do is you do 3 abdominal breaths. Looking forward. Well, actually what you do is you do three each side 3 times, and then when you're here, you do 9 breaths at the end. We'll just do 3. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then breathe in, breathe out. Okay, so that's for breathing for brain health. That's just the physical side. The next little jump is when you do it, you visualize you're breathing in this white energy comes in, goes to your brain, then breathe out, you expel any stale energy, you breathe in. So when you're breathing in, you visualize energy coming in, a white cloud of energy coming in, and then as you breathe out, you're expelling waste energy. Okay, now we can't forget about this. The next thing is a lot of things. You breathe in and then you hold your breath. In a lot of the practices, that's called, in Chinese, I guess the characters say closing the breath. When you see that, that means hold your breath now. So when you hold your breath, that actually builds up a lot of internal strength, builds up a lot of as you do it, you start out by counting heartbeats. So we'll do something called box breathing. So box breathing is you breathe in, you hold it, you breathe out, and you hold it. So breathe in and hold it. So look. So this is a variation of closing your breath. So you're going to breathe in. Now hold it. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so how long do you hold it when you hold in? Usually they do it by heartbeats because I guess they didn't want you. Ancient Chinese didn't want to keep look at their Apple Watches, so what they did is instead they counted heartbeats. So you breathe in, you start with 4 heartbeats, you breathe in, hold for four heartbeats, you breathe out, hold for 4, and then as you get better, you hold longer and longer. I guess up to, one of my teachers said, when you hold each one 108, then you can move on to the next practice. But probably if you can get it so you hold, if you could hold actually 15 heartbeats, most of us are, say, around 50, 60, that would be 15 seconds and 15 seconds. That would be like holding your breath for 30 seconds plus you've got like 4 seconds breathing in and out. So you'd be up to like 40 seconds, which is pretty good because you're going to do it continuously. Obviously right now, you could probably hold your breath. You just held it for maybe even a minute if you haven't been practicing. But then if you did it again, you probably could only hold for 45 seconds. This is when you're breathing in and out, you get a rhythm going of it. And so that strengthens you, and it kind of rallies your Qi, your internal energy, so you have more control over it. And just in general, you can feel it builds up your determination too. Somewhat like holding positions when you get in low positions, that builds up your internal mental strength. All right, finally, we've got 2 minutes left, and now the last one is called 3-sip breathing. It's that's the lowest form where we're going to breathe in 3 times, but the higher form, a higher form built off that, is called the 3 Dantian breathing. What does that mean? Okay, so you've got 3 energy centers in Chinese energy systems. You've got 3 energy centers. And everybody focuses on this one. This is the lower, they're called Dantians. This is the lower Dantian. This is where your physical is. Everybody focuses, you want to have strong physical so you live longer, you can move freely through life, you're feeling healthy. The second one is over around your heart. So you can think of them, they're not points, they're more like a beach ball. This is your physical beach ball. Then you've got your heart, this is your emotional center, and then you often see it as drawn as a third eye. This is your intellectual, spiritual, communication, intuitive dantian up here. So you've got the 3. So what you always, almost everything starts with heating, getting energy flowing, and getting a really healthy lower dantian. And then the higher practices, if you go into Taoist alchemy and things, it goes up. You're trying to get energy. You're trying to like activate your higher spiritual levels up here. So what does that mean? So we're going to start out. So we want to. It's called 3-sip breathing. So we're going to breathe in with your abdomen, just like we're doing natural breathing. But now you hold it. Now we're going to see. So you're going to, like, you've got remember there are 3 balls. So for you, expand the first ball, then you expand the second ball, expand the third ball, and then you breathe out. So that's 3-sip breathing because it's good if you can close your breath for, say, 4 heartbeats. And then you breathe out. Hold for 4 heartbeats. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so for these, what you're trying to do is all the other things are focused on the physical, the lower dantian, and so with this, we're doing 2 things. We're trying to like bring energy to our physical life, to our emotional life, and to our spiritual life. And because we're going up and down, we have energy flowing up to our brain, and then as we breathe out, it goes back down. So you're okay, so that's 3-sip breathing. You may also, like I said, they're dantian, so there's also 3 dantian breathing. Okay, so that was 7. We went through 7 different ones. I'm trying to make it just so that you can understand when you go through and do your practices, like how all these things fit together, and different teachers are going to tell you different things. They're all often, like I said, either they're emphasizing different things. It might sound like they're talking about different stuff, but they're actually either emphasizing different things or they're trying to get a different result, and therefore you use a different breathing method. It's not that the other breathing methods are wrong, they're just for something else.